we are talking about GLP-1 medications. I think this has been a big hype. It's changing lives for a lot of people, but unfortunately there's a downside to it. So people using these type of injectables have a reduction in their appetite. So then unfortunately, when you stop eating or when you suddenly eat much less, what happens to your skin? You have fat pad deflation. This is when you start losing some of the fat pads that you have in your face. My sister is very funny. She always used to say, you must choose either your face or your bum. So obviously, if you lose a lot of weight very fast, they will be deflating. Your collagen system collapses. I'll show you now exactly what happens. And then cell turnover slows down as well. I'll take you through what we can do about it. And then unfortunately, another thing that a lot of people have contacted me about as well is if you stop eating or if you lose a lot of weight, suddenly your hair follicles also pay a price. Not immediately. It takes approximately 3 months for the full effect to hit you. You'll still just be thinking you're looking great, you've lost a lot of weight, and then your hair starts falling out, which is obviously very distressing to people as well. So what happens to your skin during caloric restriction, which is exactly what happens when you are on these injectables? People don't eat as much. They say that they're not hungry at all. They don't eat. So if you have to think in pictures, you can see this as that your body is a company in financial crisis. The heart is a CEO, he's fully funded, and the skin is a marketing department. And this is the first budget that's slashed. So what's happening to your skin? You've got the epidermis, that's the outer layer. The cell turnover slows to 40 to 60 days, where it's usually around about 28 days. Your ceramide production falls, your barrier is compromised, moisture escapes, so people start looking, their skin looks dull, rough, dry. Then your dermis, this is your structural layer. Your IGF-1 drops. This is what's responsible for creating your collagen. It drops by 30 to 50%. So your collagen type 1 and 3 synthesis declines, and these elastin fibers are not replaced. And the enzymes that destroy the collagen is also increased, and therefore even more collagen is broken down. What happens to your hair? So your follicle matrix is one of the highest cell division rates in the body, second only to bone marrow. So another picture that you can use here or analogy is that there's a frost that causes 85 to 90% of growing wheat stalks to go dormant. 3 months later, they're all shed at once. This is exactly what's happening to your hair. And what they call this is telogen effluvium. So your hair is usually in different stages, and there you can see a normal cycle. There is the growth phase. At any given stage, 85 to 90% of your hair is in the growth phase, and then 10 to 15% is in the shedding phase. And you usually lose between 50 to 100 hairs a day, but this is not really noticeable, and there's obviously no key trigger for that. So obviously, if you suddenly go into a calorie deficiency, you have only 50 to 70% of your hair in the growth phase, and then suddenly 30 to 50% of the follicles in the shedding phase, which is quite disturbing. And then this would equate 300 to 500 hairs a day that you lose. And this is because of a protein deficiency, zinc deficiency, and obviously a lack of the enzymes that produce collagen as well. The good news is this is reversible. So the follicles are only sleeping, they're not dead. There's obviously a host of reasons why you could be losing your hair. I'm just now covering the one that is related to stress and calorie restriction, not if there's any other metabolic issues that's causing your hair to fall out. But as I said here, the right nutrition and ingredients can restart this cycle as well. So there's 3 simultaneous drivers that's to play here. So, and it's also the speed of the fat loss matters more than the quantity. So people lose a lot of weight very fast as well. So the first thing is, like we said, the fat pad deflation, the collagen loss, and slowed cell renewal as well. And I put in this slide because people often ask me this question. It's probably one of the most popular questions is, why are there like so many different ingredients? Why can't you just have one product with everything in it? It is because most processes doesn't just involve one step or one enzyme or one thing that you want to trigger to make a difference. It's always like different processes, and there's different ingredients that work on them. But luckily, in vitamins, I don't really believe in a single ingredient approach. So we have a system that covers everything, and all the ingredients work very well together. So if you use the system, you're all covered, but it is all different mechanisms. So what is the core ingredients that you need for your skin if you are somebody that's on a GLP-1 or on a calorie restriction? The first thing is the barrier. I think there's definitely not enough emphasis on the health of your skin barrier. If you have an issue with your skin barrier, you can actually put anything on your face and it's not going to make much of a difference. So here you covered as well. The ingredient there is bulbine frutescens. This is a succulent that's traditionally used for burn wounds, very soothing and healing as well. Your microbiome is also very important. Here we have LactoSporin, that's a postbiotic. It's also a very strong antioxidant. It gives UV protection, and it also is anti-collagenase, which means that it breaks down, or it stops the enzymes that break down your collagen. Then a retinoid, and we've got a very special one that's very good when it comes to aging. It's called RetinART. It's a bio-retinoid. What it does is it only works on one of your retinoid receptors that's responsible for the effect, and not the other two that causes the redness and the irritation. And it's been proven in vitro and in vivo to increase your collagen type 1 and collagen type 3 levels in your skin. And you can also use this when you're pregnant or lactating. Then remember, we saw that the skin renewal was compromised as well when you have calorie deficit. So Skin Perf is alpha hydroxy acid in a specialized matrix. It contains glycolic and lactic acid, and it helps with exfoliation, but it is in a matrix. So again, it won't irritate anyone's skin, and you have increased cellular turnover within a couple of days. And then obviously vitamin C in most collagen supplements as well. It's the one cofactor that's always added. You do need it for collagen absorption as well, but it's also very good for getting rid of all your free radicals and things that do get formed if you're exposed to the sun, or even during calorie restriction as well. So there is some ingredients that are specifically tailored to rebuild your face, if you can call it that way, with ingredients that focus on the main areas that is affected when you say eat too little. That is your collagen, your extracellular matrix, and a few other things as well. So the first one is called collage. It is in an ingredient called the collagen quench mask. So this is vegan collagen peptides as well as spermidine. So it's not like your normal collagen that you get, that's a big molecule that sits on your skin and that is not absorbed. It is the precursors of collagen that gets absorbed into your skin. It stimulates your face or your skin's own collagen production, which is very, very important. And it's got two effects. The one is an instant effect because it has an instant effect on hydration as well that you can see within 10 minutes. And then it's got a long-term effect where it's working specifically on the collagen. I'll show you guys some pictures now where they did some in vitro tests showing how the collagen levels increased within 28 days. Then our star ingredient, the one that's won 6 prizes already internationally. Exosomes is a big hype, but in the wrinkle relaxant, there is Exometics G, which is a vegan biomimetic exosome. So it means that it is vegan. It's from microalgae origin. It's biomimetic, so it's similar to what human exosomes would be like, except that it's not from human origin. It's none of those ethical concerns as well. It's also shown to have much deeper dermal delivery, so one ingredient that works deeper than the rest. And then you can see they've done quite a few in vitro as well as in vivo tests where they looked also at 3D scans of somebody's face, looking at their wrinkles, and then after 2 weeks redoing it, having like a regression line where you look at ages and what the wrinkles look like at certain age groups. And with this, they could determine people using this ingredient within 14 days, there was a 2.2 years younger in terms of the change in their wrinkles as well. And then obviously the biggest studies that nobody has really spoken much about is also wound healing. But in terms of regeneration, those little vesicles that interact with your cells and give them the messages to like recover, regenerate. This is where the wrinkle relaxant and the Exometics come in. Then a new ingredient that I brought in specifically because there was such a big request for it. And this goes into an eye cream as well as a body lotion, but it's called UpLift. And this also actually works on those enzymes that break down your collagen. So if you think in pictures again, you can see there it inhibits your demolition crew, the people that you see that are building down your, breaking down your building. And it's got a significant effect on firmness, wrinkle depth, sagging, eye bags as well. I think that was the biggest one. And you'll see now, I'll show you some pictures because there's a lot of data on the slides, that it's very good for your body as well. So, I mean, I think a lot of people used to ask me, what can I use for cellulite? What can I use for my thighs? What can I use for my breasts that are sagging? This is a fantastic ingredient because of the way that it works on your extracellular matrix. It stops those enzymes that are breaking down your collagen, and it just makes sure that you have less of that sagging and hanging and everything that goes hand in hand with those enzymes. So here's some pictures for you to see. So this is the UpLift as well. Here you can see 229% increase in firmness and a 311% increase in elasticity. This is also measured via machines where they have a look and see what happens if you use it for a 28 days period as well, which I think is very nice because a loss of contour is definitely something that people also have when they start losing weight. And then this is my favorite ingredient, the collage. It's a 2-in-1, the immediate effect as well as the long-term effect. There you can see this is an in vitro study where they have this full thickness skin constructed matrix here, and you can see the collage at 1%, how it has actually rebuilt the collagen and how that has increased as well. And this people do report as well. You have the increased or the immediate effect with the increase in hydration, and then you've got the long-term effects of an increase in collagen levels, which is actually what you want because it's that collagen loss and the breakdown that causes the sagging and the hollowness and everything that goes with it. So this is a very nice summary. Let's move that away. Yeah, summary of the key actives that are very important that you have to make sure that's in your skincare range if you are losing weight or if you've lost weight, and the reasons why. The first one, like I said, RetinART, all of them are microalgae based origin. So you can just for interest's sake there see where they source from. I will share this as well as a handout after the presentation as well. But RetinART, as I said, this is our retinoid. It only works on the receptors that is responsible for the effect. None of the 2 receptors that lead to sensitivity and redness, and it increases your collagen type 1 and type 3, and then obviously it also helps for pigmentation, You can see there a 33% reduction in melanin synthesis, faster wrinkle reduction, improved firmness, elasticity, reduced hyperpigmentation, and better tolerability. It was tested against bakuchiol as well as 0.3% retinol, which is in Europe seen as the gold standard when it comes to traditional retinol. Then collagen, this is the vegan collagen peptides that they act like you have the two effects, the instant wrinkle depth reduction from 10 minutes. So within 10 minutes, you'll feel that boost in hydration as well. And I've had this people telling me, I spent too much time in the sun and my skin was very sore and tight. And what can I do? They use the collagen quench leave-on mask, and they say the next day you wouldn't even think that they spend a lot of time in the sun. If in the mornings you want that boost, you're feeling really tired, your skin doesn't have that glow, this is a great ingredient or product to use just to give you that boost. But then the nice thing is it also works long term. So you have the instant effect, but the secondary effect is actually then supplying those building blocks for the collagen production, along with actually astaxanthin as well as spermidine. And then the Exometics G, I think there will be a big focus on this ingredient going forward. It hasn't won 6 prizes for nothing. There's nothing similar to it, especially because it's vegan, because it's biomimetic. There's no ethical concerns with it. And then obviously ingredient is only as good as what it absorbs. So, and this one actually works on 16 different skin genes to switch them on. And then you can see there it does stuff like firmness, wrinkles, all of those normal things, as well as wound healing. And as I said, 2.2 years younger in 14 days, measured via a certain machine that looks at the depth of your wrinkles. Then the UpLift, the one that I said is in the eye cream as well as the body cream. Skin firmness, wrinkle depth, crow's feet, eye bags, immediate and lasting lifting, tightening, and firming effect on the face and body. So this is the only ingredient that's actually good for your face as well as your body. If you have issues with, let's say, your thighs, or some people with their breasts as well. And then Densidol, this is my absolute favorite. I love this ingredient, especially if you are somebody whose hair is affected by stress. We've had a whole session on this ingredient. It actually helps on 2 ways: shield your hair follicle against the effects of stress. The one is it reduces the effect of cortisol, and it increases the effect of melatonin as well. So what can you experience, or what can you expect? They did some clinical studies as well, 140 days, 50 volunteers. So obviously there were 25.9% anagen recovery, the hair cycling, hair density, 10,200 new hairs at 5 months, 24.3% less hair graying, and then the one that's really the nicest is the scalp moisturization as well, which is really impressive because a lot of topicals that you use for your hair growth and for your scalp does contain alcohol. So that's a problem. It's quite harsh. Some of them also force your hair into the growth phase, where this doesn't do this at all. It's got 2 ingredients. The one, just a prebiotic, creates a good environment for your hair follicle, because remember, your hair follicle has to be very healthy for you to have good hair. And then it's the other ingredient, Densidol, protects you against the effect of stress. And then, as I said, the bioskin in there as well for anyone who's got issues with their scalp as well. This is just to show you guys versus bakuchiol and retinol, how RetinART increases collagen type 1 and type 3. This is also just visually to show what the UpLift does. Here you can see the wrinkles, the eye bags. People have asked me that question. Don't you have anything in your range for eye bags, for dark circles under your eyes? I do. This ingredient actually works for that as well. Wrinkles, firmness. But here you can see The one thing that definitely happens when people start losing weight and eating too little, and especially if they're not eating a lot of protein as well, but people usually get some stretch marks as well. And there you can see, and using this, the improvement as well in the elasticity, and then obviously 80% customer satisfaction as well. This just shows where the UpLift work. Remember, I spoke about those enzymes that break down your collagen in the extracellular matrix, and it actually inhibits them so that you don't have, I think it shows here, yeah, if they are breaking down, you have wrinkles, firmness, loss of firmness, elasticity, and sagging skin. But by inhibiting them, you don't have any of those effects. Yeah, so it reduces their activity. Here you can see it redefines the face contour as well, which is great. It's actually an eye cream, but you can, if you wanted to, use it on areas where you feel that there is a bit of a problem as well. I just put in some pictures here so that you can see the improvement. This one, I think, was just the overall skin tone, puffiness, and tired-looking eyes, two different ones. This is the nice effects for the body, because we're talking a lot about the face, and the effects are obviously very noticeable when people lose weight, but you do have effects on your body as well, especially if you rapidly lose weight. So this is where the new Vitamins body lotion is also going to be great, because it contains that ingredient as well as LactoSporin, and it will help with the moisture and just help with the general firmness of your skin as well, which people do struggle with, especially if you don't do any exercise and you just suddenly eat much less than before. Here's just some pictures that I wanted to show you of the increase in the hair volume, as well as less hair that were gray, because obviously we're talking now about calorie deficit, but it also happens sometimes that people have a huge shock, something that happened, and then I think you've all heard that saying, they turn gray overnight. So this also helps with this. So if you suffer from premature graying because of either weight loss or stress or something that happens, this ingredient then actually also shields your hair against that. This is just a summary table. Like I said, I will be sending it to you guys. It contains all the ingredients that I've spoken about, what it is, the mechanism of action, the ex vivo, in vitro evidence that they have as well, the clinical evidence, and then in which products you can find this as well. Just have to say again that this is one of the things where I feel that these ingredients, none of the ingredients that I use don't have data. I don't, my products are built on science, and not just anecdotal science, not just in vitro, the whole package. They have in vitro, but as well as in vivo, and then sometimes they have clinical trials as well. But here is just a summary. I've also included the percentages of these actives, because sometimes what people do is there's a great active and they use it, and let's say it was tested at 2% and then they include it at 0.2%, because with cosmetics you don't declare the quantity of the ingredients that you use. The INCI list is just from highest inclusion to lowest inclusion. So nobody's really going to look at what the inclusion of the ingredients were, but you can be 100% sure that all the ingredients are included in the levels that they were used in the clinical trials. And that's why I'm also allowed to use their data as well as their pictures, because it corresponds to what they did. Then before I get to the summary table, just one thing that's very, very important as well. So we've spoken now about the topical, we've spoken about your skin, we spoke about your hair follicles as well. But then orally is also very important. I always believe in like a dual-pronged approach to say, okay, well, apply something topically, but take something orally as well. And we've had a masterclass on collagen myths and everything, and there's one type of collagen that's really taking the market by storm. Not so much in South Africa yet, but definitely overseas. The other day on LinkedIn I saw this very nice ad where they had like an eggshell Eggshell, and then they had, you know, like this description next to it saying that your collagen just had a facelift. So I love Eggshell membrane. The reason being it's unhydrolyzed. It contains a lot of constituents in there, like you'll see now, that all play a huge role. It's very well absorbed. You only need 300 to 500 milligrams a day. And then the thing that stands out the most for me, for most generic collagens, there's no studies. Some of them do have studies, but the majority of them is just generic claims based on what collagen could do for you and its use amount of dosages, or a big dosage that you need, and it's all hydrolyzed. And but this is unhydrolyzed. And why I like Eggshell membrane so much for people that especially lose weight is the fact that it absorbs so well, and that this comes back with clinical studies as well. So I had a friend, she's actually also a pharmacist, and she went for a gastric bypass. It's now probably 6 years ago, and she went from 160 kilograms to 70. And most of the people going from such hectic weight loss have a lot of skin and loose skin, and they don't look well. But she used Eggshell religiously during this period, and even her treating physicians were amazed at the condition of her skin and how she actually, up to now, she hasn't gone for any cosmetic surgery because it wasn't that necessary, where usually if people lose that amount of weight, they definitely have much more loose skins and things. And she told me always that she ascribes it to the Eggshell membrane that she was taking, and also the fact that it is very, very well absorbed. Here you can read all these different constituents that you have in that Eggshell membrane. Collagen type 1. So as we said, the IGF-1 crash during caloric restriction. It stops the fibroblast collagen production. So what this ESM, that's a trademark for your for the Eggshell membrane. It provides a raw matrix and stimulates your gene expression. So this is fantastic for people with weight loss. Collagen type 5, this is the one that actually protects your hair. Collagen type 10, this helps to your broader connective tissue framework. Then it's got elastin in as well. So as you can see there, skin laxity after GLP-1 weight loss is an elastin problem as much as it's a collagen problem. The skin cannot recoil because the elastin fibers were never replaced during rapid fat loss. So this is the only oral supplement that provides meaningful elastin levels. It is also tested on the COA so that you know that it definitely does contain it. It has a little bit of hyaluronic acid in as well. Like we know, this is your water source. It replenishes the dermal hydration reservoir. It's got a bit of chondroitin, glucosamine in, so it's good for your joints also. And then the most unique advantage that it has is it contains that lysyl oxidase, and in any other collagen supplement. So you can stimulate all the collagen production you want, but without this enzyme to cross-link those fibers, the new collagen stays structurally weak. So this provides, as you can see, there's so many different ingredients in the Eggshell membrane. It absorbs so well. It all does different things, from your skin to your hair to, like we said, this your fibers as well, the cross-linking of the fibers. So it's really something that's very important to take when people do take. I mean, I would take it in any case every day, but during weight loss, it's even more relevant. And then, yeah, you can see there as well, it also helps with the epidermal thinning. There I just gave you like a little summary on why it's much better than the isolated collagen peptides. And it's like, I think that's a good analogy. So the isolated collagen peptides just delivers brick to a building site. So you just have the bricks there. But this Eggshell membrane delivers the bricks, the mortar, the steel, the wiring, the plumbing, and a complete architect's blueprint. Everything together that you need to build a very strong building or wall. Yeah, weight loss should improve your life, not your age. This is just a summary. You guys can look at it afterwards. It's all the ingredients that I spoke about that you get in eggshell membrane. That's very important from an oral point of view to take when you're losing weight. So now we get to the interesting part. So what does that mean? So I hate it if you listen to a talk and in the end you think, oh, she said so much. I don't know what she actually said, but it was a lot and it was overwhelming, and now I still don't know what to do. So this is now my protocol. You can reduce it, but like I said before, I believe there should be a system, and these ingredients all work in synergy and they all have different effects. So obviously in the morning, you clean your skin, either foaming or creamy cleanser. It's got the LactoSporin as well as the bilbine in for your barrier. Then the collagen quench leave-on mask in the morning. This is a very nice one. I could actually have made it optional there, but it is something if you just want to perk yourself up, especially if you feel, remember it's got that 2-in-1 effect. So on the one hand, you're going to have that instant hydration. On the second hand, you are going to have those vegan collagen peptides that's going to stimulate your own collagen production along with the spermidine. So it's got a longer term effect as well. So you've got the instant boost, but then it is working on a structural level as well. Then the wrinkle relaxant serum, I didn't mention that, but the wrinkle relaxant actually has a little bit of collagen in as well as the Exometics, but just a lower quantity than what you would find in the collagen quench leave-on mask. If you only wanted to use one product, then I guess the wrinkle relaxant would be the one that I would go for. Then the eye cream, because as we saw, this got the UpLift. It helps for the sagging, resculpting and everything. And then the Skin Smart Day Cream, which is my core, which contains the RetinART. It is your base. Retinol is the cornerstone of aging, and it increases your collagen levels as well. So they all work well together. And as you can see there, I actually put it on 2 places. So it's very important. And every morning, take one joint active. Joint active has got 500 milligrams of that exact eggshell membrane that we just spoke about. That has studies showing its effect on tendons, skin, exercise recovery, but I highlighted all the reasons there why it's very important for your skin as well as your hair. Then in the evening, again, you wash your face, wrinkle relaxant, skin perf. Remember, we spoke about that originally. When you start losing weight, your cellular turnover decreases. So this is just to help with exfoliation, but without stressing out your skin. Then again, the eye cream with the UpLift, restorative moisturizer. This has got the RetinART in, which is your retinoid. And then obviously, if you do have a problem with your hair, then you use the Vitant leave-on scalp treatment as well. Your hair follicles or your scalp is actually part of your skin as well. So I've tried to explain it to somebody that way a while ago, saying to her that as part of my daily routine, I just look after my follicles as well, because it's my scalp is skin as well. And last year at the Organic and Natural Expo, I listened to a talk about a lady saying that good skin starts at the scalp. And that to me was actually such a nice way of putting it, because it is actually so true. And then, like I said, the joint active, you take that orally. And then for the body, the new body lotion is coming with the UpLift in that you can use morning and evening as well to help with that sculpting and firming of the body, and even with stretch marks as well. So the key takeaways. So first thing, what does Vitant do? The barrier and microbiome first. So make sure that your barrier is not compromised, and that's why LactoSporin is right through the range as well. You need a retinol, cornerstone of aging, but a safe one. RetinART is microalgae based. Like we said quite a few times, it increases your collagen levels, no irritation, pregnancy safe. You have to exfoliate. Alpha hydroxy acids are essential, but you want pH safe ones. And the skin perf helps with that, but it also doesn't disrupt your barrier. It helps with that slower cell renewal that we saw that happens when you start losing weight. And then collagen, wrinkle relaxant, and UpLift, they are the structural trinity. The three of them, they build density, regenerate cells. Remember, they're exometics because it is an exosome. It stops the demolition. Remember, those enzymes don't break down your collagen anymore. That's in the UpLift. And you can use all three of them. All these ingredients work well together. They all absorb quite well. They come from the same manufacturer and they have great synergy as well. But you cannot topically fix an internal deficit. I do think it's very important to take a daily supplement as well. I mean, for me, I would, if there's one thing that, or there's actually two things that I would never compromise on, and the one is a supplement with my eggshell membrane in it. It just makes such a difference for me, not just for my skin, but for that as well, but for your joints and my nails and everything else as well. And then the good thing about this hair loss that people sometimes have as well is the hair loss is reversible. So they're just sleeping, they're not dead. So what you could do is then obviously by protecting with a Density, protecting your follicles from the effects from stress, you can kickstart that process again. Cool. So that's it from me. Let me just go back here. Any questions? No questions tonight. I will send out, we'll make a recording. I'll send out the presentation. I did a nice leave behind as well for everyone to see what I recommend and why. And then, yeah, I'm also, I think most of you have my contact details. You can ask me anytime if you want to, but these ingredients are really great. And when it, yes, okay, so Rita, your question, I chose the ingredients in Vitins so that it actually covers two different things. The one is acne and the other one is anti-aging. So LactoSporin has got data on aging and it's got data on acne as well. It's actually got a full clinical study on acne. And then the RetinART, the same thing. I just don't focus on it. It focuses on aging, wrinkles, pigmentation, and then acne, obviously, because everyone knows that, I mean, the vitamin A analogs are given for acne as well. So, yeah, so you are covered. Let me see if there's more questions in the chat. Okay, Ingrid, is the collagen quench the same as the mask? Yes, it is. So the collagen quench contains that collagen, that vegan collagen peptides, but it's in a very high concentration, 3%, and it has the glycerine in as well. So you have that instant effect, instant hydration that you can see within 10 minutes, but then it's got the longer effect as well structurally on your collagen levels. So yeah, so the wrinkle relaxant also has the collagen in, but in a much lower quantity, but then the exometics or the exosomes in 2%. The body lotion and is in process, and the eye cream. So the eye cream previously had other peptides in. It didn't have the UpLift in, but they are manufacturing it as we speak. So it will probably be available in the next week or two. Is the wrinkle relaxant? Yeah, the wrinkle relaxant is available. Are any of these products available in the UK? No, currently not. Yeah, well, I think, as I said, my approach would be to replenish what has been lost through weight loss. So, I mean, people that do go on weight loss medication, I think you have to make sure that you definitely do consume enough protein as well and drink enough water and everything. But from ingredients that actually have an effect or like a structural effect, you won't get anything better than Vitin. And the supplements as well, like I said, that eggshell membrane is also imported from Spain. It's got studies mostly on joints and recovery but then it does have the beauty aspect as well, which I really haven't focused much on before, but I actually have a beautician that's selling quite a lot of it, even though we marketed it originally more for active people. And because she had clients coming back for facials, she said to me she can't believe it. She can't believe the difference that she's seeing, which just goes to show that it is actually a fantastic ingredient to use. And the absorption is so great, which also, like in that story that I told you about my friend with the gastric bypass, you know, mostly what they suffer with afterwards is malabsorption, but the eggshell membrane absorbs so well that it still had such a profound effect for her, even though she has to take like 30 different vitamin supplements a day. Okay, so it's coming. That my products and supplements are all on the RetinART website. It's www.retin.co.za. We are in process of just upgrading the website a little bit, making it a little bit more user-friendly, focus on the combos. I have designed it in such a way that if you somebody with not a lot of time and you don't want to do a lot of, you know, simplicity is key for us. If you just do the Skin Smart and the restorative moisturizer, then you're already sort of covered. You've got vitamin B3, you've got vitamin A, you've got something for your barrier. But then these specialized ones, we will be having them as a combo as well. The collagen quench as well as the wrinkle relaxant, and we call them like your structural face combo, which I think the two of them together are amazing. I've seen incredible results with them. So definitely if people want to have a combo that's for their face and for their structure, that is a good combo to go for. But it is always important to have your core as well. That's why I try to stress it here. But yeah, that will be a combo as well. Social media is pushing GLP-1s with the copper peptides. Yeah, so I did look at the copper peptides originally, but for me, I really do like the ingredients that I have, for the reasons being that it's got a lot of data on it and it's vegan, it's sustainable. The company that I imported from is also has a pharma side, so they understand research and they understand that you can't just and they also understand absorption, that you have to make sure that these ingredients are actually not just sitting on your skin. That's why the majority of them are in liposomes and everything. So at this stage, I'm not considering bringing in any copper peptides. I do believe that the Exometics G is the biggest, or the ingredient, like I said, it's won 6 prizes already internationally. They've definitely hit a niche market there. Nobody's got a vegan exosome, because usually with exosomes, people know they work, but they're not really stable. And there's that whole ethical component to it. But with the vegan ones, you know, it is manufactured, but they're biomimetic, so they similar to the human ones without being human ones. So it works on a completely different mechanism, and it's one ingredient that really absorbs quite well into your skin. So nobody else in South Africa has it as well. I'm the first one to bring the microalgae based biotech ingredients to South Africa. So yeah, so the copper peptides are on quite a few brands, but RetinART is quite unique in the sense that it's at this stage it's only me that have these ingredients, and some more interesting things will definitely come. I'm looking at some other biotech actives also in the future, but I think the ones for the face I'm very happy with. The only thing that I might look at in the future is growth factors. There are another biotech company with growth factors that have amazing results. I've listened to a few of their talks, not just for your face, but even for your hair. And then it might be something that could help for other types of hair loss as well, because I think I have realized that that's a big market. A lot of people have hair loss issues. We now focus on the ones that is based on stress, I would say, but there's other reasons as well. So it would be nice to have maybe a hair loss solution that helps with hormone-related issues too, you know, hair loss, etc. See, one more question's coming there. I'll put my website there so long, then you guys can all see it, but I will have your I will send you info afterwards. Okay, cool. Is there any other questions? But you guys do have my email address, and I think my cell phone number was also on the ad. You can contact me anytime. I can send you any of the info. We can recap if you want to know specifically for your skin. We will be having a questionnaire on our website once we've revamped it, where people can ask questions and it will give you recommendations. But the one thing that you do know is that you can't really go wrong with Vitant. It's the core set. It's the Skin Smart and the Restorative or Balancing Moisturizer with RetinART, which is your retinol. So that's the base. And then depending on what your issue is, you add on. So let's say you are battling with wrinkles, dark circles under your eyes and things like that. Then you've got the wrinkle relaxant and you've got the eye cream. Let's say you've got severe dryness and you also feel like you've got a bit of, you know, like collagen lost, and you've got the collagen quench leave-on mask. This was developed to be a type of a recovery, a boost, an instant surge of hydration, as well as working on your collagen levels as well. And we've got a hydration serum as well if you have severe dryness as well. If you have, you know, like dull looking skin, blackheads, those type of things, we've got the smoothing gel that you can then also add on. If you are somebody that spends a lot of time in the outdoors and you feel like you need to be quite protected, you can add your glow serum to your Skin Smart Day Cream, which is just a very high antioxidant, vitamin C and ferulic acid. We're also bringing out Even Tone now that also works for pigmentation, but only on the areas of the skin where you have the pigmentation. You're not going to get whiter in totality or lighter in totality, which is nice. Then we've got a South African plant as well for pimples, but that's more for teens. Yes. Thank you so much to everyone for listening. I'll then send you the info, and I really appreciate all of you. I will be making this a weekly thing where we will be doing some master classes, but it won't always just be on skincare. As I said in the beginning, I'm actually a supplement formulator as well. So I'm dying to tell everyone about the supplements that have made a big difference in my life. And yeah, if I just can give you one testimonial, yesterday I spoke to my designer because, as I said, we're updating my website, and she said to me, I have to give you a testimonial. She said that she lives for golf. She hurt her arm. She couldn't play golf, so she was feeling very down. She started with the Joint Active, the one that we spoke about now for also your face when you lose weight. And she said to me, she's playing golf tomorrow. So she's so happy. So I think it's also something where you need to be able to educate people, have different topics, have people ask questions. I won't just always talk about my own products. But obviously, if you have questions regarding whichever products, I'm an ingredient specialist. I'll tell you about the ingredients. I'll tell you what I think, or we can have different topics. But yeah, I will be having varied ones. There will be some joint supplements, nerve pain, all kinds of things that I'm going to bring into the master classes.